New this morning, a federal judge blocked key parts of President Trump's executive order to limit mail-in voting, escalating and intensifying fight over election powers and voting rights. The ruling coming after the U.S. Postal Service defended its plan to block mail-in ballots in states refusing to hand over absentee voter lists to the Trump administration. Postmaster General David Steiner confirmed during a Senate hearing Wednesday that the proposed policy would apply to non-compliant states. Democrats warned the move could disrupt mail-in voting nationwide and give President Trump unprecedented influence over federal elections. Joining us now is Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold. She is running to be the Democratic nominee for Attorney General in Colorado, which holds its primary on Tuesday. It's great to have you this afternoon. I want you to tell me what this new ruling means for what the post office has been trying to do.
Well, thanks for having me on. Always great to join you. And this is truly breaking news. A federal court just this morning enjoined much of Trump's executive order on elections. And this is the second executive order on elections, which sought to create a Trump voter list and give the Postal Service unprecedented control over who would receive a mail ballot. The court determined that the president does not have specific authority on elections, that he cannot demand the prosecution of election officials who would refuse to follow his Trump voter list, and prohibits the Postal Service, stops the Postal Service from deciding which American voters can receive a mail ballot. So this is great news for democracy. This is what we expected would happen with this unconstitutional, unlawful executive order by Donald Trump. And it's another loss of many losses by the Trump administration in their efforts to take control over American elections.
I want your thoughts on the Postmaster General as a figure here, because people think of the Postal Service as being not very political. They have a sort of basic function and job that Americans appreciate and experience on a day-to-day basis. But it's not the kind of place where you think that there are kind of political allies of the president carrying out a particular agenda here. What's your take on his role in this?
Well, I think the court determined he will not have a role in choosing which American voters get a mail ballot. Look, it's outrageous to think that the Postmaster General suddenly is going to determine who gets to be enfranchised, who gets to receive a mail ballot. But I think it just underlines the bigger picture that Trump has weaponized the federal government to attack American elections and to attack American democracy. And it's not just through the second executive order on mail ballots, that he had a first executive order of his second term on elections, which is also largely enjoined. Then his DOJ started to demand sensitive voter data from states all across the nation, including Colorado. I told them to take a hike. We're currently being sued. Other states are being sued. The good news is the DOJ has already lost 9 of those lawsuits. And he's also pressuring Congress to pass voter suppression bills.
Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold, thank you for breaking all of that down and joining us on this breaking news.